How you guys doing? I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I supposed to go to Oxford today to go and see a friend of mine. You know, 'cause like on a weekend I like to get away from the area where I live and I like to go and chill out with a couple of friends down Oxford. But today they got the football on there. I think it's Reading playing, so it's all packed down there. You see young guys with so much guys, women coming from all over the place. Coming to watch the match. So it's so packed in the train station. So I thought today I would come home and chill. But as I was walking, I was thinking to myself, is that if a person you meet or a friend who you know and you're next to that person for a while, and just say if that person happened to have a cold, cold sneezing, coughing, and all of these kind of things, you know, if you're with them for a little while, I don't know how long, but for a little while, believe me, you will eventually catch that person's cold. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. And I was thinking to myself, if you could be in the presence of someone who's got a cold, and sooner or later you will catch that person's cold, you can imagine being in the presence of a winning spirit. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you know where I'm going with this. Remember, in the presence of a person who's got a bad cold, sooner or later, you will catch that cold. So reverse it. Put it in a situation that you're in the presence of someone who's winning. They're winning already. You know what I'm saying? And you're in their presence. You know what I'm saying? All you need to do is just be in their presence, just be around them. You know what I'm saying? Rub against them. You know what I'm saying? And you will eventually win that winning spirit. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. The winning spirit. Yes, yes, yes. You see, there's some people who will say, you know what, life is too hard. I'm giving up now. What are you giving up for? Okay, you're giving up. So what does giving up mean? Does that mean staying at home all day playing the Xbox? That could be one of them. Does that mean not seeing no one, changing your number and keeping away from your friends and family? That could be another one. Does it mean jumping into depression? Do you know what I'm saying? Does it mean drinking alcohol excessively? You know what I'm saying? Getting drunk and don't even know what you're doing? Does it mean snorting cocaine and crack cocaine and heroin? I mean, what does giving up mean? You know what I'm saying? Does it mean taking away your life that God has given to you? What does giving up mean? To be honest, I don't even want to know what giving up means because I am in the winning spirit. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying to you today. I'm in the winning spirit. I remember before I used to hang around with a bunch of layabouts, people who used to sit on the block, just on the block, and smoke the reefer all the time and not do nothing with their life from morning to night, smoking the reefer. In fact, if you was with me yesterday, it was so funny. I met this young guy, these two young guys, one from London and one from Reading, and out in the broad daylight, I was working with subways, but out in the broad daylight, this guy decided to light up a zoot. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean, the air was around it, but you could smell the powerfulness of the zoot. It smelled so strong that I know that the guy put nearly the whole bag in there, and this guy's puffing on the zoot, and he start coughing and coughing and coughing, and it was that powerful that I ended up coughing as well, and I was outside. He was far from me, not too far, but he was far from me. But the power of that zoo came over to me, and I even start coughing. And this young guy was coughing for a good 10 minutes, 10 minutes. And like me and my subway family were laughing at him, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I went over to him and I said to him, bruv, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you're taking there is too strong for you. You know what I'm saying? And I reminded him and told him that, when I used to smoke the reefer, we only used to put a little bit in. But you young people nowadays, you put the whole bag in. And and it shows obviously that you can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I said that. Listen, if you're gonna smoke it, it's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? He called me over and said, "Yeah, do you want some?" I said, "Nah, bro. I gave up many years ago." And I said the reason why I gave up, I see too much of my friends and too much young people who I didn't know walk in the streets like they're paranoid and always looking over their shoulder thinking someone's watching them when no one ain't watching them. You know what I'm saying? It made them paranoid. And a lot of them end up in a mental hospital. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. When you're around something or you're around someone who's holding something or is doing something, the longer you're around them, you're gonna end up doing it yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, and if you put it to use, if you put yourself to use and be around people who are winning, someone who's winning already, it doesn't matter what age they are, it doesn't matter how tall they are, whatever, they're winning already. They've got that attitude of winning. That's the kind of people you need to be around. You know what I'm saying? You know, my younger brother from Subways, you know, he's a boss. You know what I'm saying? He's a manager. You know what I'm saying? And when you see me so young, you know what I'm saying? But it's like he's got that winning spirit. You know what I'm saying? All what comes out of his mouth is that I will never give up. And you could tell by his actions and the way he goes on, he ain't got that giving up spirit, he's got that winning spirit. So every time when he calls me, calls me and I do a bit of work with him, I like to be around him. I like to be around his presence, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's for a minute or two, the longer for me is the better, you know what I'm saying? But he's busy, you know what I'm saying? He's got things to do, so it's all good, you know what I'm saying? But every time we work together, I like to be around his presence. I like to rub shoulders to shoulders with him because what I'm gaining from him is that young, winning spirit. You see, some old people are old because they talk old and they live old and everything they do is old. You know what I'm saying? You know, but imagine an older person with a younger person hanging around that younger person. Sooner or later, you're going to catch that younger person's spirit. Do you know what I'm saying? To when people who will say to you, you know, you will reveal your age to people, and people will say, "Nah, you're joking, man. You don't look that age." You know what I'm saying? You look so young. So young. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to learn how to, how can I put it, rub with the right people. Hang around with the right people. Be in the presence of the right people. I'm talking about the winning spirit today. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I remember there was a time when I was going through a strong situation and I didn't know no way out. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was praying to God for it and saying, "God, I need your help." And when I was praying to God, I never see God kind of helping me. I thought God weren't there sometimes, you know. Sometimes you're going through a rough time, and you know, before that time, you believe in God. You're talking about God, you know what I'm saying, celebrating about God. But when the rough time hits you, that's when the truth comes out. Do you still talk about God the way you used to? Do you still think about God the way you used to? Do you know what I'm saying? You know, and I remember I was praying and praying to come out of this situation, and nothing looked like it was happening, and it looked like it was getting worse than better. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, it's like I didn't have nowhere to rest my head. You know what I'm saying? And it was a thing like this. God put me into a mansion. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. This was about 7 Christmases ago. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have nowhere to lay my head, and God put me in a mansion. So Christmas time when you lot was in your house, you know what I'm saying? Nathan Brown was in a mansion. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my mansion, but it was mine from Christmas Day all the way to, I think it was New Year's Eve. Do you follow what I'm saying? You see, God is working in the background, but God wants us to contain and to have that winning spirit. You know what I'm saying? There's obstacles what will come your way. There is challenges that will come your way. There is people who's not going to like you. People who's going to hate on you. People's gonna talk about you. People's gonna try and rob you. People's gonna try and put you down. But you have to maintain that winning spirit. You know what I'm saying? The harder you fall down, the harder you get back up, my brother. Do you know what I'm saying? Ain't there no stopping you? You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking about to you today. That winning spirit. Don't give up, because there be joy in the morning. You know what I'm saying? The storm only comes to pass. Some people act like the storm is there in their life forever. If you act like the storm is there in your life forever, guess what's going to happen? The storm is going to be in your life forever. But if you know and you've got the attitude that that storm just came to pass, glorify His name, then you know that joy will come in the morning. I said that your joy will come in the morning. Don't give up, because there's nothing good about giving up. You know what I'm saying? I rather, 50 Cent do that song, what's it called? Get rich trying or get rich dying or whatever. It's not about the riches, but I rather, fall by trying instead of fall by not trying, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time to give up, because in the giving up lane, there's a whole bunch of sad people. In the giving up lane, there is a whole bunch of people who are suffering. Do you know what I'm saying? And drowning by alcohol and drugs and all these kind of things. God says we mustn't give up. And God has gave every one of us a winning spirit. Maybe not the same as the next man, but in your own corner. Some people could do more than you. Some people are more educated than you. Some people are more clever than you. Some people can think more quicker than you. But it doesn't mean that they're better than you. You work what you've got in your corner and let them work in what they've got in their corner. Because if you find your own lane, don't you hear what I'm saying? If you find your own lane that God has given to you, then you will move mountains. Don't you hear what I'm saying to you? I went into Primark's the other day, and I see a bunch of staff, colleagues who work there. And I'm a kind of person, I'm kind of careful who I approach. I don't just approach everyone. It might look like that because I'm a friendly kind of character. You know what I'm saying? I talk to people, you know what I'm saying? I like to encourage people. That's what I do. Do you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it now, I see the staff now, there's about 5 staff who pass me. But there's one guy, he's just about to pass me, but I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "Can you help me?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "I'm looking for a pair of jeans and I'm looking for a certain size of jeans and this colour of jeans and everything." So he took me over to the jeans section. But as he was taking me over to the jeans section, I just see a vision about this guy. And I realised that this guy is in the place where he supposed to be. But God is just about to take him to another level. Don't you hear what I'm saying? But it's like God put me with this guy to speak to this guy and to help him in his life to go to a higher level. So I start speaking to him. You see, sometimes when you speak to people, you realize how you can help them and you realize how they can help you. Don't know if you hear what I'm saying. I said, you realize when you speak to people, don't be so zipped up. Talk to people, communicate with people, because you never know who God sends to help you. Do you know what I'm saying? This guy is just a young guy. He just passed his A-levels, I think it is, in accountants. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as he told me that, I thought of my younger brother, the one in Subways, the manager in Subways. You know what I'm saying? Because he does accountants. And something told me that if I connect both of them together, it's going to be a divine connection. It's going to be a blessing. And that young guy who works in Primark, he looked happy, but it looked like something was missing from his life. And it's like all he needs is that divine connection. So I said to him, "Listen, I got a brother. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. Yes, I got a brother. And I'm going to speak to him about you. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to speak to him about you. I'm going to help you change your life for the best. Do you know what I'm saying? And the guy said to me, thank you, you know what I mean? But he must have looked at me and see, he might have thought that was a bit strange because, you know, I'm a customer, just coming in Primarks. But yeah, out of all of the bunch, I pick him. The reason why I pick him because I did see a light. I did see a spiritual light over him. There was something great of him. Destiny to win. Do you know what I'm saying? So I said to myself, if I can connect him with another winning spirit, all the result is going to be is winning, winning, winning. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not doing it to get paid out. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it from the heart. You see, when you connect people together from the heart, God looks down on you and he brings your connection what you need for you from the heart. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. It's all about helping each other. And it's all about standing in the presence of a winning spirit. If you stand in the presence of a winning spirit, you cannot lose. Do you hear what I'm saying? You cannot lose. Losers stand with losers. Don't know if you hear what I'm saying. Losers are, they've got a lifestyle where they meet outside the McDonald's, buy themselves a cheeseburger, sit down and talk about other people's lives and talk from the morning to night and don't lift up a hand to work or to make their life better. And they go home and they do the same thing. Losers has got a pattern about them. They talk negative. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. You see, before I met God, my friends used to swear. I didn't really used to swear, but my friends, they used to swear a lot. Everything was effing this and swearing this and swearing that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to repeat the words what they used to say. And to me, it was just like normal. Even though I didn't used to swear. You know what I'm saying? Because my mum kind of taught me not to swear. You know what I'm saying? So I never really swear. But now, when I get in the presence of God, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, in the winning spirit, in the presence of God, when someone swears and constantly swears around me, if you notice, my body will start moving away from that person. It's nothing personal. It's just that something about that spirit. You see, a lot of swearing words is what you call cursing. Swearing words are cursing words. So while you're swearing, what you're doing, you're cursing. You're cursing anything what you're swearing at. And even if it's that swearing at yourself, you're cursing yourself. Because swearing is cursing. And I dare not curse myself. And if a lot of people did know when they swear what they are actually doing and what they are actually manifesting into the atmosphere around them, they wouldn't really swear. Do you know what I'm saying? Because swearing is cursing. You're cursing yourself. But this guy, back to this guy now, I know today I've got a number to give him. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. And this guy, he's going to work like normal in Primark, doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? But when I told him that I've got my little brother who might can help him, you want to see, you know when you see someone's eyes brighten up? I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Yes. And I took that duty on to speak to my younger brother today and to get my brother's number and business card and going to deliver it to this guy today. And when I give him this card, I'm going to let him know, once you connect with this guy, when you connect with my brother from Subways, get ready for your life to change for the better. Glorify Jesus' name. Because I'm connecting a winning spirit with another winning spirit. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is what we need to do. Like I said, if you hang around with a person who's got a cold, sooner or later, you will catch that same cold. So if you can look at it like that, start hanging around with some winning spirits, my friend. Start hanging around with people who's done it already. You see, some people want to start a business, but the first thing they think that they're going to do it all on their own. No, whatever business you're going to start, think about who is the closest kind of person who you can be around who's done that business before. Or if you don't know someone, try to get to know someone and be humble around their presence. Don't act like you're bigger than them. Don't act like you're better than them. Don't act like you're looking to just take all their knowledge and then run away and do what you want to do. No, 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 no. You won't receive the blessings from that. You know what I'm saying? You won't receive it. Like I said in my last video, the guy who I took under my wing, took him to meetings. I took him to the sergeant at the police station to apply for some money from the Black and Black crime thing, where the police get quite a bit of money from the government to tackle this Black and Black crime thing. You know what I'm saying? And I was taking artists into the music studio, so I was entitled for that some of that money. All I had to do was make an application for it. You know what I'm saying? The guy who I took under my roof, you know what I'm saying, who I looked after, he was just there to come to thief my information, to thief my contacts, and then try and leave and run away and do it all on his own. But you see, the thing about it, like I said, he wasn't anointed. You see, why he had to stop is because he couldn't maintain what I had. Why he was struggling, Nathan Brown was striving. Yes, 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 because you see, because God gave me the vision. God gave me the dream. So whatever God gives you, and it gives you work to do, he will anoint you. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. He will anoint you either permanently or temporarily for that assignment to be achieved. You know what I'm saying? And that's what God done for me. But my friend didn't understand how I learned everything what Nathan's learned. I've done everything that Nathan's done. And in fact, I've learned even better than Nathan. And how come I'm struggling to do what Nathan wants to do or Nathan's doing? And I'm looking at Nathan, and Nathan is just striving through. He didn't understand that. He didn't understand how is Nathan talking to Kano from London, big artist, talking to the Mud family and talking to the promoters who's putting on these big shows and getting some of his artists on the stage before the big act comes on. How come he's doing that and I tried to do that and I'm not even getting no one picking up the phone? It's down to the anointing, my friend. You see, if you understand things, you know what I'm saying, you will never try to rob someone. You will never try to deceive someone. You will never try to judge someone, because the person who you're deceiving, the person who you're robbing, that is God's son or that is God's daughter. Do you know what I'm saying? I remember there was a time, quick story. I'm not coming off the track because it's still under the subject of the winning spirit. You know what I'm saying? I remember there's a time a woman, she was walking with her child and it was raining, and I happened to be walking behind this woman, and this woman must have been fiddling with her bag, and I noticed that she dropped a £20 note. And I'm not going to be funny, that time I wasn't even working, and that time I could do with that £20 note. You know, they got a thing where they say finders keepers, losers weepers. You must have heard that from school days. You know what I'm saying? But that day is a lie from the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So I found this £20 and I picked it up, and she didn't even realize she lose the £20. And like I said, I wasn't working at the time, and that £20 would have come in handy in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? And all what's coming from my mind is finders, keepers, losers, weepers. But then after, you know what I'm saying? God said to me, the enemy is a liar. Do you know what I'm saying? Give that woman back her money. Do you know what I'm saying? So I called this woman and I said, called her, and she was only a couple of feet away from me. But every time I called her, she acted like she didn't hear me. So I called her, and I called her a number of times. She still didn't hear me. I said, God, this woman ain't hearing me. You know what I'm saying? God said to me, run up to the woman and run in front of her and stand in front of her so that she would definitely hear you this time. And I said, oh, God, man, you really want me to do that? He says, yes, do that. I ran up to the woman right in front of her, and I said, excuse me. And she looked at me funny, like to say, why are you stopping me for? And I said, you dropped some money on the floor, and it was £20. And I gave her back the money. She looked at the money. She grabbed the money from my hand. She never said thank you to me. None thank you. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Sometimes whatever you do for a person, it's not for you to say what they should do for you. Even it's not for you to even say that that person should say thank you to you. All you need to do is do what you need to do from your heart. And God, if they don't thank you, God will thank you. If they don't bless you, God will bless you. Know where to get the blessings from. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. Some of us look at each other like to say, well, I done this for you, so you should give me an extra pay wage. Or I done that for you, I know they bend my back for you, so you should love me forever. And I done that for you, and you should tell people how good I am to you. No, 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 no. Let me tell you something now. When I walk on the streets in the morning, I like to say good morning to people. And I get people who stir up their face, look at me like to say, do I belong on this planet? You know what I'm saying? Why are you saying good morning to me and you don't even know me? You know what I'm saying? I get people who just suck their teeth, like to say, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? I get all of that. You know what I'm saying? But there may be one or a couple out of the crowd who will say to me, good morning. You know what I'm saying? But I don't say good morning. Yes, obviously, I'm expecting a good morning back. But I'm not expecting, how can I put it, for me to be in control how people's going to respond to my actions. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether it's good actions or bad actions. And my actions are good actions. Good morning is wishing you a good morning, a good day. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a blessing for someone to say to you good morning. But some people have sucked their teeth. But that doesn't worry me no more. It used to, but it doesn't worry me no more because I'm doing it from the heart. And my father will look down on me and say that Nathan's doing it from the heart. Look how that person treat Nathan. Look how I'm going to bless Nathan. I don't know what I'm saying. Who do you think you get the blessings from? It's not from people. God will send people into your life to bless you. Do you know what I'm saying? But the source is not from the people. The source is from the Heavenly Father who sits down on his crown, who looks down on us and says, I bless you. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. You know, so like I said, you know, so we're back to this woman who I did see and gave her back a £20. She looked at me, she snatched the £20 out of my hand, hold her little daughter's hand, and walked off quickly. I didn't even hear no thank you. Do you know what I'm saying? And did I feel discouraged? Yes, I did. Did something in my mind say that, you know what, Nathan, you should have just kept that £20? Yes, it came into my mind. But it never overfilled my mind. Because the grace of God said to me, well done, my son. Well done, my son. And I said, okay, God, I'm doing your work. And I felt proud about doing God's work. But when I check it in my pockets, I didn't have my money. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a tackle, what was going on in my mind. But I said, you know what, I'm going to stand on God's words. You know what I'm saying? God will bless me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's funny. I went into this shop, into this kind of restaurant shop. And when I came in, I noticed the guy shutting the doors behind me. And I'm thinking, why is he shutting the doors behind me for? You know what I'm saying? And he said to me, you are our last customer. And I said, am I? I said, okay. You know what I'm saying? And then you can see he wants to say some more. He says, you are our last customer. So therefore, anything in this shop that you want, you can have free. I don't know if you hear what I was saying to you today. I had a proper meal that day. I had some chicken. I had some, I had a feast of food that day. Do you know what I'm saying? And just the small blessings. You might think that's a small blessing. You might want to hear me say a big blessing, like the man gave me a Mercedes car or something. But you see, you have to learn how to appreciate the small blessings that God does for you before God does big blessings for you. You see, God will meet you in your needs. I don't know if you hear what I'm saying. I said the Father, the highest source, will meet you in your needs. Why is he going to meet you somewhere else apart from your needs? It doesn't make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Why is God going to give you a Bentley car? What drinks the petrol drinks about £60 a day or even more, and you ain't even got a job? Why is God going to meet you out of your needs? It doesn't make sense. If God will meet you in your needs, that for the man who don't have a job, God will tailor a job for him. God will put that man in a job for him to earn a good, decent income, and then the next blessing God will do is give the guy the Mercedes car. But it doesn't make sense give the guy the Mercedes car now when the guy can't even afford to, you know what I'm saying, pay his mortgage or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? God will meet you in your needs, and God knows your needs. If God knows every root of your hair, every hair grain on your head, if God knows all of them and He can count them and tell you the specific number of every root of your hair, then you can imagine what else God knows about you. God knows what you do behind closed doors, my friend. God knows what you do in the public, my friend. God knows what you do around friends and when you're not with friends. God knows everything about you. You know what I'm saying? So praise the Father and be real to the Father, because you cannot outthink the Father. You cannot con the Father, because the Father is the one who made you. Do you know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say, keep on the winning side. Don't go to that losing side, because there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to jump off out of the boat. The boat is too crowded with everyone's thinking that, oh, I don't want to get my feet wet. Oh, I don't want to get my clothes wet. Listen, jump out of the boat, because the boat is too crowded. Take a risk in life. Take a good risk in life and watch how God blesses you. Do you know what I'm saying? Watch how Jesus will bless you. God bless you. I'll speak to you guys soon. One love.